Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak on this bill. I'm in the interesting position of having been on the Select Committee considering this piece of legislation, the Land Transport, Road Safety and Other Matters Amendment Bill, and more recently being on the Justice and Electoral Select Committee dealing with the Alcohol Reform Bill. So I've been dealing with a lot of people submitting on questions around alcohol harm and drink driving for quite some time now, and what that has meant is that I feel very, very strongly and in support of the amendment that my colleague Darian Fenton has put up about reducing the blood alcohol limit for driving. And I want to go through the reasons for that, because I just find it unbelievable that in this day and age, in light of all of the evidence and practice in other countries, all of the submissions, all of the public views, the government is putting its head in the sand on this. And in fact, I heard the Minister just before say, this isn't about social engineering, this is a transport matter. Well, actually, driving drunk is most certainly a transport matter. And driving drunk means people die and means people get injured and their families lose family members and friends lose their friends. So this is a very serious matter, and it's a huge opportunity. And the reason it is a huge opportunity is because, unlike many other pieces of law reform where you have to actually show leadership, where government has to show leadership, in this particular case the public are ahead of the government. The public are ahead of the government on this matter. So it's not even a matter of having to show leadership and cop a few criticisms out, any criticisms. Actually, the public want to see this change. And I have heard thousands of submissions now. We heard 90 hours of oral submissions on the Alcohol Reform Bill, and just about everybody raised the issue of dropping the blood alcohol level. Now, what they were told was that that was out of scope for the Alcohol Reform Bill, out of scope because this is being dealt with elsewhere. It's being dealt with in the Land Transport, Road Safety and Other Matters Amendment Bill. Well, the reality is it's not being dealt with. In fact, it is the most pitiful response that one could possibly imagine. So we are going to do 2 years of research. How many people will die in that time? How many people will be injured in that time? It is an absolute disgrace. And I say it again, it is unbelievable that the government is not taking this opportunity when, in fact, the evidence is there and the public is willing to see the change. And I feel confident that in their heart of hearts, many national members opposite actually agree with this, actually agree with a dropping of the blood alcohol level to 0.05. I bet you, I would put money on it. And I'm urging those members to actually stand up and say something and actually do the right thing, because this is critically important. We had many submissions, both on the Land Transport Bill and currently on the Alcohol Reform Bill, talking about why people feel that the blood alcohol level should be dropped. And there's been the anecdotal kind of evidence and the rather sort of public evidence created by journalists. And I had one when we were hearing submissions in Dunedin, and that was a Christchurch Press stunt, if you like, and they did it off-road. They did it on a racetrack, and they got a number of young people, 4 of them, and they got them driving. And then they gave them alcohol and they got them driving again. And they actually watched and evidenced what happened and what changed in their driving. And those 4 people, at the end of that, by the time they actually went over 0.08, were absolutely unable to drive safely, and we're aware of that, and in fact made that comment themselves. So I just think that we need to be really serious about this. It will save lives. It will prevent somewhere between 320 and 686 injuries every year. Mr. Chair.
David Bennett.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today we're discussing